Welcome to the World 0700 Hydroplane Championships here at Stewardby. Unfortunately, the competitors from 17 nations have had to put up with good old-fashioned English unpredictable weather, and due to high winds, racing did not take place yesterday. Whilst waiting for racing to commence, we asked some officials and drivers about their views on the day's racing which lies ahead.
Chatting in the pits now with the British team captain, Paul Brambleby. Are you enjoying your weekend here at Stewardby?
I was till this morning, but the weather I'm not at all pleased with. It is too windy at the moment for the safety of a lot of drivers, and I think that is more important than going out to win races at the moment.
Do they intend to race in these conditions?
They are racing some classes, and we will be taking by the weather. Yes, I would hope they do race today.
Tell us about the British team, Paul. Who have you got racing for us?
This year we have Andy Chesman and Mike Smith right at the top, backed up by Graham Cook and Keith McVeigh. Unfortunately, Peter Ricks isn't able to make it, and so we're down to a four-boat team. And after the arguments we've had during the season to select the team, it's a great pity.
Right, well, it isn't an absolutely very large class, is it, in the Great Britain, the 0700?
Oh no, it's a very minor class. There are very few engines about, but it's drivers that are the bigger drivers that can take advantage of the extra power that's available.
That's right. So tell me, how do you see the England chances?
We may not win the ultimate prize, but I think we stand a very good chance of taking away the team prize for the best two boats, and I think that's where we will score with Andy and Mike Smith.
Which country do you think we ought to fear the most?
I'm worried about the Hungarians. Laszlo Volenter is very, very quick. Also, Savani is quite... yes, Savani, I believe, boat number 9. He's very quick too. Yes, we've got to watch the Germans. Krage, he seems a little unreliable, but maybe it's my imagination. I only hope he gets his problem sorted, but we still beat him.
And Petr Imramovski is very quick as well, I understand.
Yes, but fortunately for us, as the team side of it, he doesn't have a second driver as a backup that is quick enough to worry us. But Imramovski, yes, very quick in the Russian-type Hydrocat.
OK then, Paul. We wish you well with your team this weekend and hope you have safe racing.
Thank you very much.
Officer of the day here at Stewardby, Mike Taylor. You must have a very disappointing view today as the wind has blown up.
Somewhat, yes, when you consider what the last 6 months have been, and hardly seen any wind and rain, and even yesterday was quite a glorious day, and we've got this morning to almost unraceable conditions.
Right, how have you been able to arrange the programme to suit?
Well, thankfully we've got the big BP boats here, which are the two-seater craft, and basically they were designed for offshore racing, so we're going to bring them forward. We shall probably then run the first heat of the international 2-litre class, because they can take the rough water as well, and then we'll pray to him up there, and if the wind drops we'll get on with the rest of the racing.
Would you be able to run all the hydroplanes tomorrow if it didn't clear up?
The answer to that is yes, I will, but we shall be up at perhaps 4 o'clock in the morning.
Right, so tell us about the event in general. How many countries have you got represented here this weekend?
17 countries. There was 192 competitors. That has reduced slightly, but by not many. It's probably, I should think, a British record for powerboat racing, and hopefully, as I say, if the weather drops, we shall see them all out on the water.
Tell us about the organisation. You've obviously been very closely concerned with this. It must have taken many hours.
Yeah, we've done some calculations, actually. It was something like 116,000 hours between us all, which will be over in 72. The balance to me seems a bit unfair, but that's the way it goes, I'm afraid.
It certainly seems that way, Mike. Thanks for talking to us. We wish you well for this weekend.
Thank you.
In the pits now here at Stewardby, we have Nigel Ringwood, the boat constructor who's making a name for himself at the moment in the UK. Tell us, Nigel, how long have you been making your hulls?
About 5 years. Yes, about 5 years.
The hydroplane races seem to like them in England. Do you see it expanding abroad?
I hope so, yes. Yeah, I've actually sent 4 boats to France, and hoping to get some over in Germany. I've just made a 250 boat for Andrea Chesman, and hopefully she'll take it over to Germany sometime, and if the Germans like it, I may be able to sell a few over there.
Yeah, right. How many boats have you got here representing your company this weekend?
Paul Noone, who's racing in the 0500, Mike Smith, who is running the 700, and Graham Cook also in the 700. There's one French driver, I think, is running in the 0500.
I believe he is, actually. We've already interviewed him. Tell me, are there any new developments, or do you think you've taken this design as far as it can go now?
Well, actually, I'm working on a new development at the moment. I built it last year, and we've now altered the boat again, and it's now ready to be tried again. Hopefully, to get a bit better cornering, to try and compete with the cats a bit better, and keep the top speed on the straights.
Talking about cats, do you ever fancy going into that sort of construction?
Well, there doesn't seem to be enough British drivers who are interested in having cats at the moment. They all seem to be sticking to the hydros.
What do you think of these Patriots? There's some very nice ones now these days.
Yes, they are. Yes, they're very quick. But nobody really seems interested in them in this country. They all want to stick to the hydroplanes.
That's right. Now then, what do you think we're going to do? I mean, have you any ideas who might be the favourite for this meeting, particularly in the 0700?
Well, I've got to say Mike Smith, but weather conditions will play a big part in it, I think. If this wind drops, then the hydros, I think, have got a good chance, but if that stays a bit choppy, I think the cats are going to take all the top places.
Yeah. Do you fancy Paul Noone in the 0500?
Stands a very good chance, I think. He's going very well this year, done very well in the Nationals, and my money's on him anyway.
Thanks for talking to us, Nigel.
Okay.
British Hope in 0700 this weekend here at Stewardby. Andy Chesman. Andy, how's it going for you?
Reasonably well. The boat's set up nicely for the 500. We had a little bit of problem with the 7, but we think we've cured it.
No more opportunities to practice, I gather.
No, it's straight out there. We've been drawn #1 on the start jetty, so we've got pole position and just got to go for it.
Well, that's a bit of luck then, isn't it, for England?
Yes, it is. If everything's right and we get off the jetty, then we're in a good position.
Sure thing. Is there anyone else on the circuit that you particularly fear this weekend?
There's always a lot of people, a lot of the top continentals, Volenter, Imramovski from Czechoslovakia. They're very quick.
But you see it as a cat course today?
If it's rough, yes. If it smooths off, no. It very much favours the Popoli type cabovers because it's a big course with open corners. If it roughs up, then it favours the cats.
Sure. And the hanging around for the weather yesterday hasn't worried you too much?
I'm nervous as hell.
Andy, we wish you well for this weekend.
Thanks.
Chatting in the pits now at Stewardby with a Hungarian driver, Laszlo Volenter. Tell us, Laszlo, do you fancy your chances in this race this weekend?
Ja, wenn Wind hat, ich habe keine Chance. Wenn kein Wind, ich habe vielleicht Chance. Ich erste Mal fahren jetzt 700 Kubik Kategorie. Ich habe neue Motor und neue Boot.
Okay, he said, sorry, he said it's the first time he's going to drive the 700 class. It's a new boat, a new engine, and he said if there's going to be some wind, he won't probably have a chance because the boat's so light. But if there isn't any wind, he will probably have a good chance of winning.
Laszlo Volenter, we'll wish you very, very, very much that you have safe racing tomorrow.
I hope dass du sehr gutes Rennen hast morgen.
Danke.
Talking in the pits now with Petr Imramovski from Czechoslovakia. Tell me, Petra, how do you see your chances in tomorrow's racing on this course?
No, o těch závodech, co si myslíš o této trati, jak se ti pojede?
Tato trať se pojede dobře v případě, že přestane foukat.
This course will be good for his boat and for his class, but the weather is bad, it's too windy. He thinks he have a chance to any place if the weather will be better.
You were the world champion in 1988 in this class. Have you got any ambitions to recover that title, to become world champion in this year?
Jsi mistrem světa z roku 88. Myslíš, že máš šanci obhájit tento titul?
Tak po loňské havárii tomu moc nevěřím.
He don't believe because in the last year he had a very bad accident. Now he has steel in back and he's not okay, and because he don't believe in to repeat the world champion.
Well, we're going to wish you very well that you have safe racing here tomorrow. We hope that you enjoy your stay here in England, and that you are successful in your racing and that you continue to race for a long time.
Přeji ti hodně úspěchu, bezpečnou jízdu, aby se ti tady v Anglii líbilo.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The drivers are going a bit mad. A rescue boat has raced across the course, and if there is a wave, this boat will take off. There is no doubt about it. They will probably hold now. The rescue boat is now stationary. When they leave the pits, they will take the second buoy on the course as their first one on the first lap. The white rag is raised now. They'll be looking for it, but away they go, and Krage gets a flyer. Number 12, Pierre Krage, Volenter, Steineider, Chesman, Lipinski as they head up towards the top buoy. It is Pierre Krage. 89 leaves the pits. That is Peter Imramovski around the first buoy. It is Pierre Krage in first place. In second place is Lipinski as they head down the long back straight. 850 metres, and Lipinski's flying down the back straight. So is Steineider, who moves into third. Lipinski gets first. Krage hangs on the outside. The Hydrocat corners very tight, but Krage takes it full power around the outside and leads as Lipinski gets on the inside. Steineider in third, but it is number 12 bouncing out of the water. Pierre Krage takes turn by one. Volenter come flying through. By George Lipinski, followed by Steineider. Volenter's in there. We're looking for our man Chesman, who's in fourth place, we think. At the fifth place is Chesman. Takes it tight, gets in there. Down the back straight, it is still Pierre Krage in first place, but Steineider's making a bid now. The two Hydrocats together as they approach the third turn buoy. Steineider backs off. Lipinski holds it on, but drops in the water. But it is still Pierre Krage keeping the craft flat out. 0700cc. Passes us now, number 12. Bouncing around, but keeps the power on. In second place is number 1, George Lipinski, then Christian Steineider, then Volenter, then Chesman, as they fly past us now, up to the second buoy. It is still Pierre Krage. Takes it, full hole. Squeezes the throttle. Second place, number 1, Lipinski, then Steineider closing on him once again as they go down the long back straight. But Krage is flying. He's way in front now, half the length of the back straight. Takes buoy number 3. Keeps the power full on. Courageous to do this in this little hydroplane. 4 meters long. Punching out some 140 brake horsepower. So light it can be picked up by 2 men. Number 12, Pierre Krage, takes buoy number 1. Second place is number 1 is George Lipinski. And our own Andy Chesman, the leading Brit, in boat number 22. But Krage is well away. Number 2 is Csako. But Krage and Lipinski straight between turn buoy 3 and 4. All the drivers will file past slowly. Another one's gone down the back straight. He flew down the back straight. The instructions were, if the red flag flies, slow down. This man obviously didn't. It looked as though it was 29, Attila Havas. He flew down the back straight, so the rescue have got 2 incidents to cope with now. It looked like boat 29. He took off down the back straight. 32. What, that one? Yeah, that's 32. That's Graham Cook. And it looked as though it could have been 29, Attila Havas. I can't see him in the pits. Yeah. So they're all on for the rerun now, apart from the 2 boats. There's one that's sunk in the pits. Oh dear, there's one gone down in the pits. Away they go. And Krage away with Volenter now. Laszlo Volenter alongside Krage. Steineider's up there. But Krage holds him up as they go into the top buoy. The Hydrocats take the narrow side in the water there, but Krage is away. He's pushed Volenter out. The Hydrocat gets into second place, but it is Volenter in second. As they go down the back straight, Steineider's in third, Lipinski fourth, Chesman is fifth, number 22, but Krage is away once again, but Lipinski flying down the straight, gets into the second turn buoy, hooks it. So Volenter is still in second place, but no. Steineider in the Hydrocat, taking the short way round. Number 12, Krage leads, 25, Volenter. Number 9, Steineider. Number 1, Lipinski. They go up towards the second turn buoy. Chesman's still in there. Lufray brings up the rear. But it is still Pierre Krage in first place, Volenter in second. Third place is Steineider, fourth place is Lipinski, Chesman, Mike Smith, the two Brits in fourth, fifth place. As Krage flies down into the short straight between the third and fourth buoys, straightens up along the start-finish straight. Steineider is challenging for second place. See how the Hydrocat out-corners the hydroplane, but down the straights the Hydro seems to be quicker. Volenter heads across him. The Krage is away. Volenter in second, Steineider in third, Lipinski fourth, Smith and Chesman for Britain. Now Smith takes upward position into fifth place. Chesman tries to hang on, taking the Hydrocat round the inside of the course, but down the back straight, 850 metres. Down there goes Pierre Krage. Second place is Volenter. Third place is Steineider. But Krage is away once again. He takes turn buoy number 4, flat out. Uses all the water. Volenter will do the same. He'll try and get close to the buoy, but Lipinski gets closer, and inside him, Volenter goes across him. There's one gone. There's one gone on the far side of the course. It looks as though it's Chesman. So Krage must be really disappointed. But the rules say if 75% of the race has been completed, the result will stand. So now it's up to the officer of the day and his assistants to work out how far around they had got. But Chesman was dicing there with Smith and flew it. They will then look to their right. The red lights will come on, then the green lights. They approach, a dead engine start. White flag is raised, red lights will be on. They will be looking for the green light. Mechanics twitching now because this is all up to them, and away they go. And Krage takes the lead from Volenter, from Steineider, from Lipinski, from Smith, as they head up towards the first turn buoy. But Lipinski is close to him now. Krage in first place. You'll see how the Hydrocat turns tighter. There's two of them together pushing each other about on second place. But down the back straight it is Pierre Krage, Steineider and Lipinski fighting it out. And number 1, Lipinski, gets the inside line and is flying down the back straight there. Krage takes it full out. The Hydrocat digs in, accelerates, digs in against Steineider, nearly climbed over the back of Lipinski then. As they come past us for the first lap, it is Pierre Krage, number 12, in first place. George Lipinski in second, Steineider in third, Volenter, number 25, in away. Steineider nearly pulled himself out of his boat as he turned this first buoy. Hydrocat is quite amazing, down the back straight. We still have Pierre Krage, a fight for second place between Lipinski and Steineider, and they are neck and neck. 16. That's only 60 miles an hour.
116.
Yeah. And Krage once again has been clocked at 116 miles an hour. Steineider takes second from Lipinski, and Volenter is catching now as they take turn buoy number 1. Oh, a heck of a turn then by Lipinski. He jumped to the right, he turned to the left, which let Laszlo Volenter to take third place as they go down the back straight. It is still Krage pushing it, really pushing it, but in this wind it is very dangerous. One gust of wind could change everything. Krage takes turn buoy number 3, heads towards turn buoy number 4, straightens up towards us. Steineider in second place. But all the time, Volenter is catching in third place in the lay-down hydroplane. Krage crosses the line, but Volenter is onto him now. They both go into turn buoy number 1. Steineider holds the tight line. But down the back straight, it is going to be a sprint for the third turn buoy between Christian Steineider and Laszlo Volenter in third place. Oh, is Petr Krage in first place. Christian Steineider in second. Volenter in third. Lipinski in fourth. In fifth place, it is Csako. And the leading Brit is Mike Smith in fifth place. And bringing up the rear is the other Brit. Second place, number 9 is Steineider. Volenter, number 20. But the battle now is for second place. First place seems to be fairly secure. Volenter takes it wider at full speed. Mike Smith from Britain goes through. A long arc, he takes these boys at full speed. He's about to pass and lap Graham Cook from Great Britain. He raises his head, goes wider, and then cuts inside him. But Cook lets him through now. In second place, we still have Christian Steineider in the distinctive Arimatol. And Lipinski now is going to challenge Volenter for third place. Krage keeps the power on all the way round. It may look easy from here, but I can tell you it's blooming hard in there. As Krage once again crosses the line, boat number 12, 116 miles an hour down the back straight here at Stewardby. Third place is Laszlo Volenter from Hungary, and in fourth place it is George Lipinski from West Germany. But there is no dispute about the leader as he races. Now the sun has taken over the mantle of one of the fastest hydroplane racers in the world. Krage straightens the craft up. 700cc of pure muscle comes flying past us now. Steineider in second. Volenter in third. Lipinski. 0700. A lot of jib. And we're George Lipinski and Graham Cook. Csako takes the checkered flag. Ferenc Csako from Hungary. Power all the way round. He keeps the power on. Mechanics working like fury there. Krage starts up easy, Steineider starts up easy, everybody else starts up fairly. Lipinski starts up. The Smith is having trouble. Graham Cook is being lowered into the water now. That sounds like 2 minutes. We can't see the borders yet. Number 1, Lipinski gets close to the water. Smith's engine still hasn't fired. This will be a tragedy if this doesn't work. The mechanics are pulling their hearts out on that engine, but it just will not fire. Come on, lads, get it running. You can't say they haven't tried. Ah, we have a goer. At last. The heart can come out of the mouth now, Michael. So, when the white flag is raised, it indicates everything is ready. The red lights will go on the board to the right of the drivers. 1 minute to go, so any time now the red lights will come on. And once the green light shows it is go, the red lights will stop on. That means nothing. It's green, that's for go. White light indicates that everything is fine. It's now down to the mechanics. If the engine doesn't fire, it's their fault. All quiet now. Looking to the right. We're looking for the red light, followed by the green. Hearts in the mouths now. The mechanics must be on a knife's edge. Jitters set in. They get closer. The boats are lifted. And we will hear shout, green to go! And Krage takes it from Volenter as they head up towards the first buoy. Steineider's on the inside. Lipinski's there. But Krage takes it in first place. And the Hydra Cat of Christian Steineider outturns the rest, outturns Volenter as they go down the backstretch. And Steineider's flying now. He's approaching the inside of Krage as they go to turn buoy number 3. And inside goes Christian Steineider. Oh, and hooks it on the third buoy. The powered turn, though, of Krage, but Steineider's got him. He forced Krage wide then. So now we have a battle, and Volenter's there in third place. Krage takes it wide. Steineider hooks it in. Volenter goes through in third place. Fourth is Lipinski. Fifth is Csako up to the top buoy. We have casualty number 89 has stopped. Imramovski has stopped. But down the back straight, Krage and Lipinski and Volenter. Steineider making his challenge once again on buoy number 3. Hooks it in, but seems to stop as Krage, with his powerful glide all the way round, takes the lead. Comes past us now, a good lead from Steineider in second. Volenter is in third. They head away from us. They take turn buoy number 2. Krage has it all sewn up once again. He takes the corner better. They sprint down the back straight, but Steineider has a more powerful engine by the look of it, and he goes away. But Volenter's not finished. Volenter's fighting back. Volenter is going into the third turn buoy, flat out. Steineider hooks it in. And past us now comes the leader, Per Krage. Christian Steineider from second place. In third place from Hungary. Alongside Steineider now as they head away from us. Krage in first. Will Volenter cut across the front of the Cat? He tries to. His nose shows first and he wets out the Cat. The Cat hooks on the second turn buoy. Volenter wet him out then. But Steineider's fight. And unfortunately, one of the boats has sunk again. The boat that was in the pits, but it doesn't really matter now because it is Per Krage. Peerless Per Krage. Steineider in, but Krage can pass us now. Number 12 in first place. Stein second place as they go to turn buoy number 1. He gets close to Steineider, trying to force him into the buoy so he can't turn as quickly. And Volenter goes across the front of Steineider now, on the top. And he wets him out again. Steineider's not having any of this. He turns right close to the buoy, accelerates, and it's a drag race down the back straight now. Volenter loses out on the drag race. But will he keep the power on around the third turn buoy? Steineider goes in now. Volenter, you can't see him, he's in the spray. But you can see the rooster. He's still on the outside. Steineider gets it in now. Accelerates away, lifts the nose of the boat up. In the meantime, Krage challenging. And Volenter's going across Steineider to take second place. He lets Steineider take all the water. Volenter has got second place as he goes through on the second turn buoy. Gives Steineider all the water. We can see the drag race down the back straight once again. Krage passes the others with ease down the back. He gets really soaked. Volenter's come inside the slow boats. A brilliant bit of driving by Volenter. But Krage is away. Laszlo Volenter now in second place. He goes past Csako. Csako now is going to balk Steineider. There's a lot of boats on that second turn buoy. Steineider gets inside Csako. But once again, Per Krage, peerless Per Krage, goes down the back straight, 818 miles an hour. Volenter has got a slow boat. So Steineider, the slow boat lets them through, and Steineider gets soaked and hooks it. Volenter soaked Steineider then. And Christian Steineider hooked it to now in second place. Number 25 goes through. Steineider still fighting though in third. That's number 9, the orange and yellow boat. But Mike Taylor, the officer today, has the checkered flag. He can take it a little bit careful now. He doesn't have to break anything. That'll make it 3 out of 3, and that'll make him world champion. Jing him on, look. Well done. He's there. 3 out of 3. German pit now. Second place is Laszlo Volenter. Third place, our own Graham Cook comes through in the now down on 2 minutes on the countdown. When the 1 minute board appears, the engines will be cut. It will be a dead engine start. The drivers and mechanics will look to their right. They will see the start board with all the red lights on. That is an indication that within 10 to 15 seconds the green light will go on and the race will be on then for second place in the world. 0700 mechanics at the ready. The white flag is raised. Everything is ready. Red lights are on. Everybody is now looking to their right. All away they go. And Volenter and Steineider, once again Volenter gets away from Steineider. Up the start. So Christian Steineider is on his engine as they go up towards him. Start. Steineider cuts inside. Volenter goes out to the right a little bit, trying to keep the power on around the first buoy. Volenter is there first. Steineider second. And Lipinski is in third place as they drag down the back straight. In first place it is Volenter, Laszlo Volenter. Second place, Steineider. And looks as though our own Mike Smith is battling for third place on the outside of Lipinski, and we look for boat number 13, which is Mike Smith from England. It looks as though he's powering round the outside of Lipinski. But the leader is Laszlo Volenter from Christian Steineider, and it's into third place, boat number 13. And the last place now is Graham Smith from Old Road. So Volenter out there. But the leader, as he rounds buoy number 4, is Laszlo Volenter from Hungary. Keeps him in to get second place in the World OC. He needs to beat this man. And Smith is closing on Steineider. Mike Smith is having the ride of his life. Number 1. Lipinski goes through. Csako in boat number 2 goes through. But Smith takes the second buoy wide. He keeps the power on. Can he get close to Christian Steineider? They go down the back straight. Steineider gets away from him. Volenter takes buoy number 3, flat out, power curve all the way round, keeps the power on, straightens up to come past us again. Steineider makes the cat dig in, really gets into these corners, jacks the engine out, lifts the nose to the cat up, accelerates away. Then a little misfire. Steineider now in second place, goes close to the buoy, accelerates away, Smith still there. Fourth place, Csako, number 2 and 5th, and our own Graham Cook. He'll take it wide. Try and get a power drift all the way round. Keep it nice and even. Make a nice arc of it. He does. He straightens up. He comes to the sea. Steineider gets close to the boys. Hooks them round. And the hydroplane has to take them at full speed. That's so clever. Steineider is singing away very nicely. But Smith is still in third place. Hanging in there. Mike Smith. Laszlo Volenter is maintaining his lead over Christian Steineider in second place. And Volenter it is. Keeps the power on. Volenter is not finished yet. The gap is closing, I think. I think Steineider is closing. Smith in third place. Mike Smith from London. From the British Outlook. And Volenter now is about to lap Graham Cook. Back straight. They're heading into this wind, and the rain in the wind now. It's not making it very easy for them. Volenter gets inside. Graham Cook keeps the power on. Steineider tries to get inside as well. He's got to outdrag him to his first buoy. But Volenter is there. Steineider, I think, is closing. He takes the buoy tight. He puts the nose back down again. And Volenter is away. Steineider must have it all sewn up. He knows exactly where Steineider is. Goes into turn buoy number 3, once again keeps the power on. But Volenter powers away again, approaching turn buoy number 1, crosses the start finish line now. Steineider 3 or 4 seconds between first and second. Laszlo Volenter, boat number 25, the white boat, in first place. This will give the silver medal. Steineider will get the bronze medal in the World 0700cc series. The gold already wrapped up by Krage. Volenter from Hungary powers towards us and takes the checkered flag for the last heat of the World 0700 C3. 32nd is in 4th place. 5th place is Lipinski. And 6th place is our own Graham Cook. Low start reporting 4th.
In the pits now with German star Krage. You've done very well today in 0700. Congratulations for that. How are your chances in 0500 now?
I'm very lucky that I won the world championship in 700 class. That's my first world title, and I'm looking very much forward for the F500 because I almost finished now the 2 heats we already done with the most points, and if I win the last heat, I'll be the winner of the day. So my account of points for this season in the series, I have a little more, you know, so it grows up, and maybe I can defend my title from last year.
I take it your father has taught you all you know?
Yeah, that's probably right. We are a mechanical family, and so I grew up with technical stuff, and he raced for 20 years around. He reached everything you can reach in the sport. So I was very fantastic, you know, I was very impressed of that sport as a little boy, so I come back and be mechanic for him for several years, and then I start by myself, and he helps me a lot. He gives me very good introducing. And
how many years have you been racing?
I've been racing since '84 now, that's 6 years, and I've reached now everything I want to and what I can. So I'm very lucky about that.
You're racing the Pew hull from America this afternoon. Is it just what you need, or would you find better hulls?
We've been last year over for the World Championships in the 350 and 700 class, and I bought a brand new Pew boat because I know they all use it over there because it's a very quick boat, and I go there for practicing once a year, and so I thought it's very good. So I tried it, and I'll be very quick with that boat, and then I've got a chance to buy a bigger boat too in the same style. So I buy both boats new and make it testing for Europe, and it works fantastic.
Tell us about your motor. Do you run a Koenig?
I run a Koenig engine, yeah. A brand new 500 cubic centimeter engine, and in the start of the season I got lots of problems. So I worked very hard with my mechanics until night, and we tried to fix it, but it's sometimes very hard to find mistakes. And here is the first day, the last day, one day back, we had enough time because of the bad weather conditions, and we fixed the problems. So I'm very lucky with both engines I run now.
You certainly fixed the problems in the 700 this morning.
Yeah, that was, I wouldn't call it an easy game, but it wasn't not so hard like the 500, because it is very tough. It's a 500 engine, it's very sensible, and the 700 is very powerful. So
we spoke to Laszlo Volenter, and he says he's absolutely worn out and shattered.
Yeah, Laszlo is he is also a favorite. He is champion 2 times in the Formula 500, and he always has the best material, 2 good engines and brand new boats. But sometimes, you know, you need that little bit of luck, and that's what I have today, I hope.
Sure thing. Well, once again, many congratulations on your win in 0700. We hope you do well in 0500 too. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, and goodbye.
Welcome to the 1990 World Hydroplane Championships here at Stewardby. Unfortunately, the drivers rose this morning to gale force westerly winds, which are not expected to drop until tomorrow. However, in the meantime, I spoke to some of the officials and drivers about their views on the weekend's racing ahead.
Here at Stewardby, Mike Taylor, you must have a very disappointing view today as the wind has blown up.
Somewhat, yes, when you consider what the last 6 months have been, and hardly seen any wind and rain, and even yesterday was quite a glorious day, and we've got this morning to almost unraceable conditions.
Right, how have you been able to arrange the programme to suit?
Well, thankfully we've got the big VP boats here, which are the two-seater craft, and basically they were designed for offshore racing, so we're going to bring them forward. We shall probably then run the first heat of the international 2-litre class, because they can take the rough water as well, and then please, we'll pray to him up there, and if the wind drops, we'll get on with the rest of the racing.
Would you be able to run hydroplanes tomorrow if it didn't clear up?
The answer is yes, I will, but we shall be up at perhaps 4 o'clock in the morning.
Right. So, tell us about the event in general. How many countries have you got represented here this weekend?
17 countries. There was 192 competitors. That has reduced slightly, but by not many. It's probably, I should think, a British record for powerboat racing, and hopefully, as I say, if the weather drops, we shall see them all out on the water.
Tell us about the organisation. You've obviously been very closely concerned with this. It must have taken many hours.
Yeah, we've done some calculations, actually. It was something like 116,000 hours between us all, which will be over in 72. The balance to me seems a bit unfair, but that's the way it goes, I'm afraid.
It certainly seems that way, Mike. Thanks for talking to us. We wish you well for this weekend.
Thank you.
In the pits now, talking to the Italian star, Giuliano Landini. Mr. Landini, how are things for you this weekend here at Stewardby?
Cosa ne pensi di questa gara e come la svolgerai?
Il tempo non promette tanto bene, basta che non piove e che il vento non si rinforzi e poi vinca il migliore. Io sono abbastanza preparato, abbiamo barche, noi del Team Italia, compreso il Papà Mora, abbastanza idonee per questi tipi di acque, però abbiamo 2 o 3 barche pro Pider che possono dire le sue. Sarà una gara combattuta fino all'ultimo.
He thinks the weather is not so good, but his boat is very well for this weather, and he hopes to do a good race.
I believe this is a copy of a Patriot hull, a Russian design. How long have you been running this type of hull, Giuliano?
Quanto tempo hai corso con questa barca che è russa?
È il secondo anno perché la barca l'ho acquistata lo scorso anno nell'89, sto prendendoci sulla mano e vedo che gara per gara si imparano cose nuove perché è una tecnologia di guida totalmente diversa dagli altri catamarani e dalle barche sdraiate soprattutto. È una barca che dà notevoli soddisfazioni, chiaramente secondandola nella guida e insomma non voler strafare, imparare per grado. Io penso che sia una barca di quelle che da 10 anni venire adesso, perché nell'80 circa hanno debuttato i russi, abbia vinto tanto e vinca ancora tanto.
That's the second year he is racing with that boat. He's very lucky, it's a good boat, and he's learning also each race more things, because size is much different than the boat he used before he was racing with a hydro.
Do you prefer this type of hull to the cab over, the lie-down boat you used to have before then?
Preferisci questa barca rispetto a quella che avevi prima? Rispetto alla sdraiata?
Sì, preferisco questa e penso di continuare la mia strada in futuro sempre su queste barche, posizione seduta, guida seduta, catamarano o trimarano che sia. Adesso chiaramente può essere uno sviluppo per me, una prassi che devo fare, passare per arrivare poi, trovando lo sponsor in futuro, alla Formula Grand Prix, se possibile.
The boat constructor is making a name for himself at the moment in the UK. Tell us, Nigel, how long have you been making your hulls?
About 5 years. Yeah, about 5 years.
The hydroplane racers seem to like them in England. Do you see it expanding abroad?
I hope so, yes. Yeah, I've actually sent 4 boats to France and hoping to get some over in Germany. I've just made a 250 boat for Andrea Chesman, and hopefully she'll take it over to Germany sometime, and if the Germans like it, I may be able to sell a few over there.
Yeah, right. How many boats have you got here representing your company this weekend?
Paul Noone, who's racing in the 0500, Mike Smith, who is running the 700, and Graham Cook also in the 700. There's one French driver, I think, is running in the 0500.
I believe he is actually, we've already interviewed him. Tell me, are there any new developments, or do you think you've taken this design as far as it can go now?
Well, actually, I'm working on a new development at the moment. I built it last year, and we've now altered the boat again, and it's now ready to be tried again. Hopefully, to get a bit better cornering, to try and compete with the cats a bit better, and keep the top speed on the straights.
Talking about cats, do you ever fancy going into that sort of construction?
Well, there doesn't seem to be enough British drivers who are interested in having cats at the moment. They all seem to be sticking to the hydros.
What do you think of these Patriots? There's some very nice ones now these days.
Yes, they are. Yes, they're very quick. But nobody really seems interested in them in this country. They all want to stick to the hydroplanes.
That's right. Now then, what do you think we're going to do? I mean, have you any ideas who might be the favourite for this meeting, particularly in the 0700?
Well, I've got to say Mike Smith, but weather conditions will play a big part in it, I think. If this wind drops, then the hydros, I think, have got a good chance, but if that stays a bit choppy, I think the cats are going to take all the top places.
Yeah. Do you fancy Paul Noone in the 0500?
Stands a very good chance, I think. He's going very well this year, done very well in the Nationals, and he's on him anyway. Okay.
Chatting in the pits now with French driver Philippe Thomas in 0500 this weekend at Stewardby. I understand the weather isn't very favourable for you today.
Not too good.
Will you be able to race at all?
Will you
be able to race at all in these conditions?
I will try.
It's very dangerous, I should think.
I think so.
Tell me, how is this class going in France? Are there many boats racing in this class?
About between 10 and 15 boats driving in this class in France, but in international races we are 3-4 drivers.
Right. Do you intend to race throughout the series this year in F500? Do you go to all the races?
Yes, I try to go to all the races. I try to follow the European Championship. It's not always easy because of my job. Some races like this one in Stewardby is a problem because it's beginning on Friday. I have to take vacation, holidays to come here.
Right, well, it's worth your while and you do well for us here at Stewardby.
Sorry?
We hope that it was worth your while taking your vacation to come here to England to race. And that you will have good, safe racing.
Thank you.
From Hungary. Also, boat number 24, the yellow boat, Giuliano Landini from Italy. 20 miles up, that is Julian Rout from Great Britain. Next to him is Christian Steineider in his 500cc boat, identical to his 0700cc boat, that bright orange and yellow boat. Red Bull energy drink, he tells me. Sponsored by Red Bull. 2 minutes to go. At the end of the jetty there's a gentleman with a white board with a black number on it. It says 2 minutes. Once 1 minute is shown, all engines must be shut down. 1 minute. The drivers and mechanics now will be looking to the right. There is a board with red lights on. A section of the board will then turn to green, and that is go. Steineider looking this way, concentrating. So Julian Rout. All the mechanics now. This is the twitchy part. If the engine doesn't fire, they must be on red. The mechanic is in trouble. Krage's there. Number 12.
And Noone has got a flyer. Paul Noone has got a flyer on the far side. He's in third place, challenging Steinheider. Steinheider outtracks him down the straight. But Noone is in there for the Brits. Volenter first, boat number 25. Krage second. Paul Noone on the outside of Steinheider. Hangs on to the cab over. Tries to keep the power on all the way round. And it's a drag down the straight now with Volenter, number 25, taking the lead from Krage in second place. Paul Noone third, trying taken by number 37. Is Raikkonen of Finland. Steinheider takes his time up towards the top of the course and he's still Volenter. Krage in second place. Noone in third. Coming up very quickly in fifth place. The start stopped. Stopped on the far side of the course. Another boat has stopped. A red one. It looked like Jordanov. So we're in the leader. Number 24 is Volenter. Krage is catching. And he's also catching. So 2-3. Let's take the top then. Volenter side. Volenter on the inside. Paul Noone in third. And Krage straight away. Hang on to this. 0500 round the corner. And Noone is now in possession. Noone. What a race we've got on here. We have Krage in first place. Volenter second. Paul Noone third. The highest place Brit for a long time. So three abreast. They go up towards the second ball. The second turn ball has been posted. What the hell they're going to turn around now, I don't know. A boat goes inside it, you can't see the Krage from Volenter in second and Paul Noone in third. But the turn buoy has been deflated. Left-hand side of the course. And that was the last turn buoy we had. Everybody should be coming back into the pits. The red flags are flying all around the course. If I know these drivers, they don't see red, only see red in anger. They keep going until somebody makes them stop. So I really don't know what the Officer of the Day is going to do now, whether he can take one of the black boys from the middle of the course and stick it on the top there. But that went on lap 2, I think. Somebody caught that. Cut. So we are looking for Krage, 68, Paul Noone, 25, Volenter. Those are the first three. Dad Krage in charge on the pits there, stopping all engines. See how the mechanics now are hanging onto the string. They lift the back of the boat out of water. The white flag is raised, so the race can start. Twitchy time for mechanics now.
Oh no, Laszlo.
Mechanics are looking at the board. Red, green, go! Volenter gets a fire once again. Paul Noone's there, Krage's there. So the first three are away once again. Can Paul Noone get up alongside Petr? They head for the first buoy. Volenter is round it. Krage in second place. Paul Noone on the outside in third. Down the back straight, Volenter is away.
Krage in second place. Paul Noone losing out third place now to a Hydrocat which is very high as they go into turn number 3. Volenter in first place, Krage in second, Paul Noone fights back to third. He must keep the power on, try and beat the Hydrocat. But Volenter, number 5, 25 goes to 12 is Krage. Paul Noone takes third place from number 11, which is Jordanov from Bulgaria. All the time we see that Krage is closing up on Volenter. And hopefully Paul Noone can get a blow in at both of them as they go down the long back straight. There's a boat broken down from on the course. Away, the leader after the first round in Yugoslavia. Krage now pressurizing for first place. Volenter tries to push him wide. Straightens up, comes towards us now. Krage in second place, boat number 12, Paul Noone, 68 for the Brits in third place. And it's a hell of a fight now for first. Volenter gets in there, into third place. Jordanov is in fourth place. And it's neck and neck as they come out of the second turn buoy, and Krage sprints away. The acceleration on Krage's boat far superior to Volenter's as he goes into turn number 3, and Krage is away. Keeps the power on round those two buoys. And Paul Noone is catching now. He's pressurizing Volenter for second place. He gets close to the buoy, tries to make the circuit shorter. But the leader comes past us now. It is number 12, Krage. In second place is 25 Volenter, and Noone is catching. 68, Paul Noone is catching in third place. He takes a lot of water on turn buoy number 1. Krage goes past number 2. Volenter tries to hang on to him, but he's away. And down the back straight now we see Krage. Volenter has stopped. Looks as though Volenter has stopped on the top there. And Paul Noone takes over second place. So Krage in first, Volenter in second, Jordanov in third. So a turn up for us there. So as Krage begins to pick his way through the field, in first place is boat number 12, Krage. In second place is Paul Noone in boat number 68. He's trying to hold off Jordanov. The fight now is in second place. Krage is picking his way through the traffic down the back straight. In the orange boat, boat number 12 is Krage. In the yellow and grey boat, boat number 68 is Paul Noone. Krage takes the shorts, and Jordanov is after Noone now. He's after him. But the leader comes past us. This is boat number 12, Krage from West Germany. Paul Noone in second place. In third place is the Hydrocat, number 11, of Jordanov from Bulgaria. Krage takes turn buoy number 2. Noone takes it now. There's not a lot between second and third as Noone sprints down the back straight. But Krage is already into turn buoy number 4. Lydiard goes out. Laszlo, that's not from Great Britain goes out. But the leader is number 12, just skimming across the top of the water, is Krage. Second place, number 68, is Paul Noone. Jordanov, boat number 11 in the Hydrocat, is third. And so far, Landini hasn't made any impression on this race at all. He's now taking buoy number 4. That's Giuliano Landini in the yellow boat, number 24. But Krage is away once again down the back straight. At least 200 or 300 yards lead over Paul Noone. Jordanov now is pressurising Noone. As Krage takes buoy number 3, heads towards... Right through the middle comes Krage. It's boat number 12. Stop, he's close to Paul Noone now. Mike Smith, number 13, lets Noone through. And Jordanov takes it very tight indeed. Here Krage, appearing from behind the spray, goes down the back straight. Out sprinting everybody as he goes into turn buoy number 3, the leader in the bright orange boat. number 12 is Krage. He approaches turnbuckle number 4. He heads towards us now. Keeps the Noone hangs onto the boy. Jordanov gets very close. And the winner, number 12, Krage. Paul Noone fights into... So, that was an exciting race. Smith goes through for Great Britain, boat number 13. And Landini, unusual to see Landini so far back in a field like this. Outfit this afternoon, we had 3 straight wins in the 0700. We've had a win in the first round of the 500cc in the... Number 68 takes second, and Jordanov, number 11, takes third. To get up there amongst these very, very fast international drivers. Allowed him a minute.
In the pits now with German star Krage. You've done very well today in 0700. Congratulations for that. How are your chances in 0500 now?
I'm very lucky that I won the World Championship in 700 class. That's my first world title, and I'm looking very much forward for the F500 because I almost finished now the 2 heats we already done with the most points, and if I win the last heat, I'll be the winner of the day. So my account of points for this season in the series, I have a little more, you know. So it goes up, and maybe I can defend my title from last year.
I take it your father has taught you all you know?
Yeah, that's probably right. We are a mechanical family, and so I grew up with technical stuff, and he raced for 20 years around. He reached everything you can reach in the sport. So I was very fantastic. You know, I was very impressed of that sport as a little boy, so I come back and be mechanic for him for several years, and then I start by myself, and he helps me a lot. He gives me very good introducing. And
how many years have you been racing?
I've been racing since '84 now. That's 6 years, and I've reached now everything I want to and what I can. So I'm very lucky about that.
You're racing the Pew hull from America this afternoon. Is it just what you need, or would you find better hulls?
We've been last year over for the World Championships in the 350 and 700 class, and I bought a brand new Pew boat because I know they all use it over there because it's a very quick boat, and I go there for practicing once a year, and so I thought it's very good. So I tried it, and I'll be very quick with that boat, and then I've got a chance to buy a bigger boat too in the same style. So I buy both boats new and make it testing for Europe, and it works fantastic.
Tell us about your motor. Do you run a Koenig?
I run a Koenig engine, yeah. A brand new 500 cubic centimeter engine, and in the start of the season I got lots of problems. So I worked very hard with my mechanics until night, and we tried to fix it, but it's sometimes very hard to find mistakes. And here is the first day, the last day, one day back, we had enough time because of the bad weather conditions, and we fixed the problems. So I'm very lucky with both engines I run now.
You certainly fixed the problems in the 700 this morning.
Yeah, that was, I wouldn't call it an easy game, but it wasn't not so hard like the 500, because it is very tough. It's a 500 engine, it's very sensible, and the 700 is very powerful. So
we spoke to Laszlo Volenter, and he says he's absolutely worn out and shattered.
Yeah, Laszlo is he is also a favorite. He is champion 2 times in the Formula 500, and he always has the best material, 2 good engines and brand new boats. But sometimes, you know, you need that little bit of luck, and so that's what I have today, I hope.
Sure thing. Well, once again, many congratulations on your win in 0700. We hope you do well in 0500 too. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, and goodbye.
Chatting in the pits now with Vince Lydiard, doing very, very well in 4th position in the 0500. How do you feel?
Cold. No, I'm pretty confident to get another 4th, hopefully. Just the conditions are so bad. Everybody's getting the same, so you just can't drive the speeds that you want to, just going around at 3/4 throttle.
I see you managed to hold on to Paul Noone's tail there.
Of the new propeller from Hungary, it's very good.
Vince, we're going to let you go now. Thanks for talking to us, and we wish you well for the final heat.
Thanks very much. Cheers.
If they don't get the engine to crack up first go, they may just as well stop on the pitch, because by the time these boats have gone away, the driver who's left has got no chance. Still warming the engines up. Two minutes to go. When the 1 minute board shows, all engines will be cut. Number 13 has got the engine running at last. So now we await for the 1 minute board to show. Everything has gone quiet. 1 minute. No engine may start in the last minute. So the twitchy time again for mechanics. The one pulling the string is the most important man at the moment. White flag raised, we are ready. Red lights and then green. And away they go. And 25 gets a flyer once again as Laszlo Volenter. All Noone in third place. Noone's up in the third. Second. They go up to the turnboy, the top of the course. Laszlo Volenter has taken it once again. In second place, we have Krage, and Paul Noone steals through into third place. He resumes his battle with boat number 11. As they stream away from us, Jordanov in the Hydrocat goes past Noone. Noone must have some problem there because everybody seems to be catching him and passing him. But Laszlo Volenter comes through in first place, being pressed now by Krage, whose boat leaves the water. Yorked up once again, but Mike Smith there dives into a hole, lucky to come out of that. Mike Smith from Great Britain, number 13. Round the top boys is Laszlo Volenter. Down the back straight. Is in fourth place. A couple have stopped. Lipinski has stopped on the top there. But we look to the leader. It is still boat number 25. Laszlo Volenter, but Krage is catching now. Krage in boat 12. He flies it. Krage flies it there. And third place, Paul Noone still in fourth. Giuliano up to fifth. There's some slow boats going down the course. One is Lipinski. Laszlo Volenter. And Krage is catching him. Krage is catching Volenter. And also the three boats flying abreast as they come towards us. Volenter in the white boat, Krage in the red boat, and in the orange boat, number 11 is Jordanov. So they come past us now. Krage takes the lead in boat number 2. And Jordanov has taken second place. Volenter has been Krage on the far side, and Jordanov in the Hydrocat. The Hydrocat gets his nose way up in the air. But is he going to outturn Krage on this third turn boy? He gets inside him. Fourth turn boy. Krage has to go the long way round. And Jordanov has fought his way through into first place as they come past us now. Krage on the outside, Jordanov on the inside. Krage in the red boat, Jordanov in the orange boat. They're fighting it out, a bucket full of water off Krage. But Krage is away now, down the back straight. There's a slow boat. Jordanov will probably go inside. Krage will go outside. No, they both go on the outside, and Jordanov is fighting again. He's stopped. Oh, he made a hook on that one. Krage tries to push him into the buoy. And we all scrap this as they come towards us. Krage on the far side. Krage in first place, but can Jordanov outturn him and go away from us up today? But the battle is still raging at the front of the field. Krage in first place, Jordanov in second place. A real battle royal this, as they head down the 850 metres straight into the bottom buoy. Krage gets there first into turn buoy number 3, but Jordanov is only a couple of boats lengths behind him, takes a lot of water, can't control it very well. So Krage is away, Jordanov still there, hounding him all the way. Krage leaves the water, the whole boat comes out of the water. Jordanov leaves the water. Number 11, he's still there in second place. Will these slow boats slow down Krage now? They will be going wide. Can Jordanov get inside them? Krage goes into the second turn buoy. Jordanov is still there. Volenter down the back straight. The red boat, number 12 in first place from number 11 in second. And Jordanov is catching once again as they go into turn buoy wide. Jordanov has stuck through on the inside and Krage has had to go right wide. So Jordanov has stolen the lead, the orange boat, number 11. Krage is fighting back on the near side now, number 12. But Jordanov has got it. Jordanov has forced his way through from Krage in second place, number 12. And Jordanov has got a cushion of 2 boats between himself and Krage. He outdrove Krage there. Krage was forced to go wide and Jordanov is away. Number 11 leading the race now, goes into turn buoy, number 3. There's a slow boat there. But that's not going to bother him now because Krage is not in the hunt anymore. Krage just takes turn buoy 3 as Jordanov comes out of turn buoy 4. So Jordanov forced his way to the front and takes an astounding victory from Krage, boat number 12 in second place. And we're looking now for the third place. That's what persistence does. Jordanov did not give up even when Krage was sprinting away from him. He held his nerve, he went round right, forced Krage wide. So at the end of the inside of the course, and Krage was on the outside. Oh, they all come back in now. Eventually winning by taking the Hydrocat very tight to the buoy. He got balked now and again, but when he hits them,
British 0500 champion Paul Noone, you're having a good day today in the European tournament.
Yep, I'm very pleased with it so far, Garth. I've had a second in the first race and a fourth in the second race. So if we can be consistent in this race, we should finish maybe second and third overall, so I'm very happy.
I should think you are. Did you expect it to be this easy?
No, I thought if I could finish in the top 7 or 8, I thought I'd be very pleased. To get sort of third, you know, hopefully a third, I'm very happy indeed.
Certainly some very quick boats here today.
Yeah, especially Krage, number 12 boat, he's very fast, very good driver, then a young lad but very good.
Do you intend to complete the whole F500 series this year?
Probably not, due to work, you know, time off work and that, but I'll try and do a couple of 3, try and keep up the British end. That's
right, you've got to keep the British flag flying, that's true. One more question, Paul. What about the conditions? Do you find them favourable for your sort of boat, or would you prefer it flatter? Has it been a problem for you?
No, it's definitely favourable for the catamaran. The prop rider is just too rough in this weather, much too rough. He's nowhere near full power at the moment. In the first race it was a lot calmer. As I say, I finished second. In the second race where I finished fourth, that's the roughest race I've ever been in. Very rough indeed.
Paul, we're going to cross our fingers and wish you well for the final heat. Thank you for talking to us.
Thank you, guys.